Hello kids, today I have one more magical story for you. The Enchanted Pages, the Water World. Once upon a time, there was a kind-hearted girl named Adira who lived in a cozy cottage at the edge of a quiet village. Adira's days had always been filled with love and laughter, especially when her mother was around. Her mother had a way of bringing stories to life. She would sit by Adira's bed at night and together they would venture into magical lands with taking animals, brave knights, and sparkling fairies. But one day everything changed. Adira's mother grew sick and passed away, leaving Adira heartbroken and feeling lost. The night grew longer, and the house seemed emptier without her mother's warm voice, filling it with stories. Adira missed her terribly and felt more alone than ever. She would sit beneath her favorite tree in the forest, clutching her mother's favorite book, wishing she could hear one more story. One afternoon, as the golden light of the sun filtered through the leaves, Tira noticed something strange beneath the tree. Half buried in the soft earth was an old weathered book with the name The Water World embossed on its cover and shimmering letters. It was not just any book, it felt warm to touch, and when Adira opened it, the pages glittered with strange symbols. Curiosity stirred in her, and though a small voice in her head warned her, Adira began to read. As her eyes moved over the words, the world around her began to spin, and in a flash of light, she was no longer under the tree. She was in a completely different place of pure magic. Tira found herself in a lush meadow surrounded by towering rainbow-colored trees and twinkling streams. Tiny winged creatures fluttered around her, their faces lit with joy and wonder. They were fairies, smaller than her hand, their delicate wings sparkling in the sunlight. One of the fairies, a golden-haired named Lila, flew up to her. "You must be Adira," Lila said, her voice soft as a bell. "We've been waiting for you." Adira blinked in surprise. "Waiting for me? Why?" Lila smiled, though there was a hint of sadness in her eyes. "Our world is in terrible danger. A monstrous creature has come from the dark woods beyond hills. It seeks to steal our magic water, the source of all life in this land. Without it, everything will wither, and we fairies will lose our home." Just then, the fairy king, a wise and regal figure with shimmering robe, approached. He looked at Adira with deep, kind eyes. "Only a human girl can defeat this monster," he explained. "It is said that one with a pure heart and great courage can destroy the darkness and save our world. We believe you are that girl, Adira." Adira felt a surge of fear, a doubt. She had never fought a monster before, but "I'm just a girl," she said quietly. "How can I defeat such a terrible creature?" The king knelt before her, placed a tiny golden crown on her head. "You are not just a girl," he said gently. "You're brave, and your heart is full of love and kindness. These are the most powerful weapons of all." With newfound determination, Adira agreed to help fairies. Lila led her to the dark woods, where the air was cold and filled with whispers. The monster's towering figure of shadow and flame roared as it saw her approach. Adira's heart pounded, but she remembered the fairy king's words, courage and love. As the monster lunged at her, Adira held her around. She reached deep inside herself, remembering the love her mother had given her, and spoke words of kindness. To her astonishment, the monster stopped. Its fiery eye flickered and In that moment of hesitation, Adira raised her hands and called upon the magic of the land. A brilliant light burst from her fingertips, surrounding the monster. The creature let out a final roar before crumbling into the dust, and its dark magic vanquished. The fairies cheered and danced around her, their world now safe and their magic water restored. Back in the fairy kingdom, a grand celebration was held, and Tira, the fairy king, placed a special sparkling crown on her head and granted a little princess of courage. With this crown, Adira was told she could return to their world anytime she wished. You are always welcome here, the king said, and whenever you feel alone, remember that bravery comes from the heart, and you are never be truly alone. Adira smiled, tears of joy filling her eyes. She had discovered that while her mother was no longer with her, the stories, love, and bravery she had been taught would always be part of her. Lila said, "We have made you a beautiful little home. These all little fairies are your family now, and they built this together for you. Let's enjoy various delicious food with different flavor." Tira can see there is a different food from her world, but looks truly interesting and capturing. When she takes a bite, she amazed by the taste. All fairies eat and talk together. They all love Adira. She is so tired. She takes rest in her cozy little home, which she loved. Then in the morning, they roamed around, showing Adira their magical world and all adorable creatures. Some gave her different flowers and yummy honey drink. She also met some talking and flying insects and flower fairies. Tira visit there sometimes and write beautiful stories about her experiences in this magical world. Tira learns many new things from her little friends, and she enjoys magic tea and cookies. She would love to live here, but she wants to have all the joy in both the worlds. When Adira returned home, she felt lighter, no longer weighed down by loneliness. She knew that books had a magic of their own, and they were the best friends she could never have. From that day on, whenever she felt sad or lonely, she would read her favorite stories, and sometimes she put on her crown. She would visit the fairy world and her new friends, the fairies who called her their brave princess. The lesson in this story: bravery comes in all forms and is born from love and kindness. Even in the darkest times, we can find strength and courage within ourselves. Stories have the power to transport us, heals us, and remind us of the magic that lives inside each of us. Thank you.